Muy buenas noches, gracias a los que se están conectando en este webinar donde les vamos a hablar sobre el programa de inglés que tiene la Universidad de Western Australia. Vamos a dar unos segundos más para que terminen de conectarse. Bien, mi nombre es Laura Trujillo, soy la directora del programa de idiomas en el futuro. Hoy estamos con Olivier Charpenet, que hace parte, o pues que es el director más bien del Centro de Idiomas de la Universidad de Western Australia. Olivier no habla español, así que vamos a hacer esta presentación en inglés, pero si tienen alguna pregunta, si hay algo que no les quedó muy claro o que quieren pues verificar a qué se refiere, por favor nos escriben en el cuadrito de preguntas y respuestas y yo voy a estar ahí para apoyarlos. Olivier, thank you for your time. Thank you for being here with us. Good morning for you.
Good morning, everyone.
I would like to inform everyone that this presentation is going to be recorded. So we are going to upload it in our YouTube channel in the next few days. And thanks to the agreement we have with the University of Western Australia, we have a 30% discount on the English programs, on general, academic, and preparation for IELTS English programs, and we have a 10% discount on the bridging courses. So, Olivier, you can start your presentation, and if the students have any, or the participants have any questions, they are going to write them, and I will share them with you at the end of your presentation.
Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So, sorry, I'll try again because I think it's important that people see the pictures. As I was saying earlier, therefore, Western Australia is on the west side of the continent. We are a big state. We are bigger than Texas, but we have a small population of about 2.5 million people. And in Western Australia, the capital city is Perth, and then we only have about 2.1 million people. So we're bigger than Auckland. So the city is on the ocean, and everything is around this area of water. You can see at the bottom the island, Rottnest Island, and you can see that. So this island is only about 18 kilometers from the harbor Fremantle, and the people actually go and swim across, which is interesting. So we have a warm area in Perth, and okay, can you see this picture still?
Yes, it's still working.
Okay, so this is the picture. You can see this is the map, and you can see where UWA-KELT is the University of Western Australia Centre for English Language Teaching. So that's the picture that was behind me in my screenshot, and you can see that we are right in the middle of the large city. So it's very convenient for students to approach and arrive to the campus. So the university, we're always near the water. You've got the Swan River, and then you've got downtown, and that's also near the river. And that's an aerial shot of the main campus, which is 78 hectares of land. Importantly, English language students, they can use all the facilities on campus. So even if students only enroll in an English language course, we view the students as UWA students. So they can come to the libraries, they can play sports, everything is open for the students. Okay, so that's a main area. So in terms of the student numbers, we've got 25,000 students, of which 4,500 students. So these are students from Brazil, I think. This time I've got you. And the university itself was established in 1911. It is the state's first university, and there are now 5 universities in Perth. The university is ranked in the top 100, and it is very prestigious. It is the #1 university that local students want to enroll in. Okay, so within the Language Center, we have Language Center, which is what I will focus on now. Just going to get back to this one. Okay. So UWA CELT, UWA is University of Western Australia. CELT stands for Center for English Language Teaching. So we've been around for close to 35 years. And over the 35 years, we have trained thousands of students for English programs. We are very lucky that we've got really good teachers with degree specialist qualifications. And we also have a range of English courses very appropriate for students from Colombia in particular. Okay, so we think it is important for students when they choose a language course or language institutions to consider studying English at the university, not only because we will look after you as a university student, but also all the facilities at their disposal will help students improve their English. So typically we've got three types of courses, and most Colombian students will do what we call an LCOS course. So an general English type course, which we call the LCE or Language Communication Essentials. We also have English for academic purposes, and we sometimes run English language IELTS preparation courses. For students who want to improve their English at a high level, we have the bridging course. The bridging course is a university preparation course of English. So in the bridging course, we not only do we not only train people to improve their English, we also give them a training into what is expected of them at university in terms of English. So here I'm talking about doing research, doing presentations, and working with all the infrastructure. So I'm talking about university computer systems that students have to do. For instance, students in Australia do not print papers and hand in assignments. Everything is done online. And nowadays, students are expected to know about that. So while the students will be doing the bridging course, they will be using the same format. So when they start to do a bachelor or a master's afterwards, the bridging course, they'll be ready because they'll know all the ins and outs of the university. Okay, so English pathways. So that's the bridging course. So the bridging course has several intakes per year. It is either 10 or 20 weeks. And that depends on the English entry level. So most students, if they want to do a master's degree, they need to have an advanced level of English. So what we will do is at the beginning, we will test the students to find out what their level of English is. And if they have equivalent IELTS of 6.5, it means they don't need English. Their English is good enough. If students have an IELTS of 6 or equivalent of a 68 TOEFL, it means that they need at least 3 months of English. And if they have an IELTS of 5.5 or equivalent TOEFL of 58, then we think they need 6 months of English. That's what we do for the bridging course. So the bridging course is an intensive course, and we do 20 or 25 hours per week for this module 2. So the reason why students improve quickly, it's because the program is intensive. So we mainly do morning classes, but we can also do afternoon classes as well. Now, for students of lower level, or for students who do not necessarily want to study a university program afterwards, they just want to do a general English course. So that's why we have the ELICOS programs. ELICOS stands for English Language Intensive Courses for Overseas Students. And I guess this is important to remember that students in the language programs are all international students. So it'll be students from South America, Brazil, Colombia, Chile, Peru, but you will have French students, Italian students, students from Reunion, from Madagascar, from Japan, China, and so forth. So it's very international, very much a global classrooms. So of course it is better if you can make friends with somebody who does not speak Spanish. That will help improve your preparation. So another one. So we're very lucky that we've got students from all over the place, and they can stay with us for a minimum of 5 weeks and up to 45 weeks. All we need to know from the student is, what is their plan? What do they want to do? How much English do they need? What do they want to do English? And then we work with Col Futuro to work out an enrollment package. Some students will want to stay and have accommodation on campus. And we do have that possibility. So we've got 5 residential accommodation. And if students are staying for long periods of time, that is at least 6 months, from February to July or July to December, we can look for accommodation on campus. For other students, we would organize homestay family, and that is probably the best thing to do, especially while you are doing an English language program, is to attend classes during the day and live with a homestay family. So we would find the homestay family for you so that it is easier. So homestay family students, we will pick them up at the airport and take them to the homestay family. And with the homestay family, they can stay 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, however long you choose, however long you're comfortable with this arrangement. Okay. So student accommodation is available. So that's not something that we worry about. In terms of fees, for a homestay family, it costs $300 per week. And that includes breakfast and dinner, Monday to Friday, and 3 meals a day during the weekend. Okay. I guess something that is important for students to think about is there's a lot of choices when you pick a destination, and I think that Perth is one of the best cities for people to study in. First of all, it's very beautiful. It's not as famous as other cities, so you will have an authentic experience. It is very easy to find part-time employment, which is something that students often want. So if you come to Australia with a student visa, you will have a work permit, and it is very easy to find part-time work. Important to know that salaries and wages are very high in Perth. So my daughter, who is 21 years old, who is studying at university, she works in a supermarket near my house. And during the week, she earns $29 an hour. And on weekends, she earns $50 an hour. That's right, $50 an hour. So she works between 8 and then 3 o'clock on Sundays, and she has made $350. Okay, so that's something to remember when you think about the destination. Perth is a pretty place. Lots of beaches, lots of things to do and see, and lots of things to explore. Our isolation is probably part of our strength, that students really enjoy staying in Perth because there's a lot to discover. We have amazing long roads. We have the longest road in the world, which is called the Nullarbor, and it is a straight road that goes on for 416 kilometers. Very amazing. When you come to Western Australia, for example, another thing is you will see more stars that you've ever seen. The sky is amazing. So from the rivers to the mountains to the desert, the outback, very easy to get to. We have an international airport, and from the airport we have an underground train that can take you downtown in about 50, and it's only $5. Very convenient. Within downtown Perth, we have this, and this has been voted the best stadium in the world for the 2nd year running. We have sporting events and we have rock and roll concerts as well. Living in Perth is easy, and I think that if you're looking to choose a city, that what I like about Perth is we have the best quality of life. So from my building, I can go windsurfing in the afternoon. It's only 10 minutes away, and I can go surfing in my lunch break. This swimming pool is actually near the ocean, and you can see that it's in Scarborough, and very popular place on weekends as well. Okay, so that's it for my presentation. Laura, are there any questions? I'm not sure how you want to do this because it's nice to talk, but I want to make sure that I answer people's questions.
Yes, thank you, Olivier. Those are very beautiful pictures. So, si alguno tiene preguntas, por favor, las pueden escribir en la caja de preguntas y respuestas. En el chat les envié el link hacia la página de la universidad para que vean más información sobre fechas de inicio, costos y demás. Olivier, I'm going to talk about the Colfuturo process so they can know how to obtain the discount, okay?
Sure.
Entonces, para que sepan cómo acceder a los beneficios de aplicar al convenio a través de Colfuturo, tengan en cuenta que para los cursos élicos que mencionó Olivier, que son inglés general, inglés con propósitos académicos y los cursos de preparación para el IELTS, tendrían un 30% de descuento al hacer su inscripción a la universidad a través de Colfuturo. Y para el Bridging Course, que es como el pathway para continuar estudios de maestría o doctorado en la universidad, tendrían un 10% de descuento. ¿Qué deben hacer para acceder al descuento? Aplicar a una de nuestras convocatorias del programa de idiomas. La próxima es del 4 al 18 de abril. Durante esas fechas se habilita el formulario de inscripción en nuestra página web y pueden diligenciar el formulario, elegir el destino al que quieren ir dentro de todas las opciones que tenemos, que son 28 convenios en este momento. Y si quieren conocer más información sobre el programa de idiomas como tal, cómo aplicar, cuáles son los beneficios, cuáles son los otros convenios, tenemos charlas informativas 2 veces al mes. La próxima es un Instagram Live que vamos a tener el jueves 23 de febrero, la próxima semana, a las 5 de la tarde, desde la cuenta de Instagram de Colfuturo. Y la siguiente es el sábado 11 de marzo a las 11 de la mañana, donde pueden conectarse por Zoom desde la página web de Colfuturo. Ahí les podemos contar más cómo funciona el programa y puede responder sus preguntas al respecto. Hoy estamos concentrados en esta Universidad de Western Australia, entonces vamos a revisar sus preguntas. Yeah, Olivier, Elizabeth is asking if she can access to the on-campus residence. I know you showed the options, but how should or how could they apply to those on-campus residence accommodation? Sorry, your microphone is on mute.
Okay, good question. So we have 5 residential accommodation and the whole area we call College Row. So if a student Googles UWA accommodation, they will go to this website. And I'm happy to share this with any students and with you as well. And then students can go and put their name down for a place for accommodation on campus. So I have to repeat that this is mainly for students who are staying for long term, because we've just now started the semester, and for all the accommodation, 2,500 rooms, they've all been taken up already. So we're full for that. So if you want to do it, usually you need to at least 6 months in advance to secure on-campus accommodation. And so you need to go onto the website. And while you are on the website of College Row, you can see the pictures, and then you can nominate one. If you a lot of students would nominate the first one, which is the cheapest one, which is University Hall, and that's around $14,000 per year. So it's actually quite good value, because you have accommodation, you have 3 meals a day, internet, aircon, and the fact that you're on campus is really convenient. Okay, so that's the first one. And if once this is full, then they will offer you a place in the next one. Remember, we've got 5, so usually they go by to see which one has availability.
Ok, entonces para Elizabeth y los que estén interesados en residencia universitaria, pueden verificar en UWA, que es la página de la universidad, y ponen Accommodation. Allí están las opciones de 5 residencias que tiene la universidad y según la disponibilidad que haya, pues los pueden ubicar. Es importante que sepan que esta opción de alojamiento es para largo, pues como para largas estadías, o sea que si van a estudiar más de 6 meses, es que podrían tomar una opción de estas. Si no, de todas maneras, la más recomendada para quienes van a estudiar inglés es el homestay, que es casa de familia, y pues donde podrán también tener como interacción con una familia local y pues que puede enriquecer también mucho su experiencia. Talking about accommodation, what happens if a person travels with his couple or her couple? Is there any option to accommodate them as a couple?
So it is possible, probably not on campus. So we do have some homestay families who accept couple. So again, we just need some more time to find a homestay family that will accept couple. If you're looking for couple and children, and that does happen, that's more complicated as well. So, and also right now, all around the world, not just Australia, it is a little bit complicated to find accommodation, like independent accommodation. People are traveling more, so it's a bit more complicated to find a rental accommodation. So as a couple, yes, we can find a homestay family. We just need to be given a bit more time.
Okay, perfect. So could you please confirm how much it costs to study per week?
So the published price is 410, but with Col Futuro we have a 30% discount, which is, I think it's 280. I need to check. I think
Yes, I think it's 280.
280, yeah, 280 per week. So that's a good discount.
Ok, so, para el valor del curso son $410 australianos por semana normalmente, pero aplicando el descuento de Colfuturo más o menos queda en $280 australianos, que es un muy buen precio, y esto es por semana. Entonces, como cada bloque es de 5 semanas, ustedes pueden multiplicar el valor según el número de semanas que quieran estudiar, ya sea 10, 15, 20, 25, etc. Olivier Constanza is asking if the benefit or the discount applies only for courses of 25 weeks, or how does it work?
No, so basically we are happy to provide the discount to any students who applies through Col Futuro. Some students will apply for 5 weeks, 10 weeks, 15, 20 weeks. It really is up to the students. Usually, you don't, because Colombia is very far, people tend to do more than 5 weeks. But, it's really up to the students to decide what is good for their plans.
Perfecto. Entonces, sí, el descuento sí aplica para cualquier duración que ustedes quieran elegir. Por supuesto, como Colombia está un poco lejos, pues normalmente van a estudiar como 6 meses, por lo menos, unas 20 o 25 semanas. E incluso si ustedes estando en Australia quieren continuar estudiando, pueden hacer la extensión tanto del curso como de la visa y el porcentaje de descuento les va a seguir aplicando.
I guess I should mention, I don't know if you have already, but there are 2 visas that allow students to travel to Australia. You can come on a tourist visa, which will allow you to stay in Australia 3, sometimes 6 months. And on the tourist visa, you can do 3 months of English, only 3 months. The other visa is the student visa. The student visa will be, the length of it will be proportionate to the enrollment. So if you enroll for 6 months of English, you will have a 6 months visa, maybe 7 months. If you enroll for 5 months of English, you will have a 5 months student visa. So this is where the visa comes. If you want to change from a tourist visa to a student visa, you can do that while you are in Australia. You can also extend your student visa after 6 months. If you want to make it another 6 months, you can. two things. One, you need to re-enroll into another course, and be aware that every time you apply for a visa, you have to pay to the immigration. So the first visa is around $580. The second visa will be $1,000. So it's good to plan early so you don't have to keep changing visas. Otherwise, be prepared that there is a cost to it.
Okay, let me translate because it's very important. Olivia estaba mencionando que hay dos tipos de visa con los que pueden tomar un curso de inglés en Australia. Está la visa de turista, que aplica para cursos de hasta 3 meses. Y si están en Australia y quieren cambiar su estatus de visa de turista a visa de estudiante, pueden hacerlo. Y por otro lado está, pero con esa visa de turista no pueden trabajar. Por otro lado está la visa de estudiante, que es para cursos de más de 3 meses, y pues van a tener la opción de trabajar hasta 20 horas por semana. Y también la pueden extender si es que quieren continuar estudiando. Pero pues Olivia mencionaba que más o menos el costo de la visa es de unos $500 australianos, y si la van a extender, pues van a tener que hacer otro gasto adicional de otros $500 australianos. Entonces, más bien es importante que desde el principio tengan más o menos su plan establecido de cuánto tiempo van a estudiar para que no tengan que estar haciendo renovaciones que pueden resultar costosas. Olivier, what type of massive transport can they find in Perth
Okay,
to get to the university?
Sure. So we are lucky because the university is in the middle of Perth. It's very easy to reach the university. So two things, we've got good buses, and we also have a trains and metro. Additionally, students will be getting a discount of 40% on public transport only in Western Australia. So to get to the campus, students will either take the bus or the train, and it's very easy to get to in the morning.
Great. Entonces, los estudiantes tienen en Perth el 40% de descuento en las tarifas del transporte, así que es muy fácil llegar a la universidad porque además está en todo el centro de la ciudad y hay buses, metro, así que pues es muy sencillo. Does the university help in any way to find a job for the students?
Good question. What we do is we have an office in Perth, which is called Study Perth. That is a government office. And yesterday evening, I went to the launch of a new program where the #1 website to find a job. So nowadays, when people look for a job, everything is on the website. And this website is called seek, seek.com.au. And what the new partnership is seek.com.au and Study Perth. They're getting together so that employers who are looking for workers, they will advertise this onto the website of Study Perth. So what we do for students who are looking for work, we refer them to the office of Study Perth, which is downtown, and their students can go and have a coffee and drink and look, because there's a lot of employers desperate for workers. And of course, students want to get jobs. So we just get them together. So given that it's very easy to find a job right now with only 3% unemployment, this is going really well right now.
Okay, perfect. So there are some questions about Colfuturo, so I'm going to answer them in Spanish. Para quienes están preguntando cómo se hacen los pagos y cómo se hace el proceso, entonces les recuerdo que lo primero es inscribirse a la convocatoria de Colfuturo, a una de las 4 que tenemos en el año para el programa de idiomas. Allí deben hacer inicialmente un pago de la inscripción, que son 100,000 pesos. Después, a lo largo del proceso, deben hacer un abono de 3,500,000. Todo el dinero que van pagando a Colfuturo será abono al programa que van a realizar. Con ese abono de 3,500,000 ya podemos hacer la inscripción a la universidad, recibimos la carta de aceptación, hace cada estudiante el trámite de su visa, y ya cuando tengan la visa aprobada es que vamos a pagar la totalidad del curso a la universidad. Entonces, este es un beneficio muy importante que pueden tener con Colfuturo y es que no van a perder ningún dinero en caso de que la visa sea negada. Simplemente deben hacer ese abono de 3.500.000, aplicamos a la universidad y ya con eso van a tener su carta de aceptación para que puedan tramitar la visa. Si la visa es negada, les vamos a devolver el dinero que abonaron a Colfuturo y no van a perder nada en ese sentido. Y como les decía, para más información sobre el proceso como tal de Colfuturo, los invito a la charla informativa por Zoom, que es el sábado 11 de marzo a las 11 de la mañana, o al Instagram Live que vamos a tener el jueves 23 de febrero a las 5 de la tarde. También en nuestra página web pueden ver toda la información detallada de lo que ofrecemos, de los porcentajes de descuento y de los convenios. Y en nuestro canal de YouTube, que se llama Colfuturo Videos, pueden ver charlas informativas anteriores, donde pueden encontrar también la información detallada de lo que les estoy comentando. Andrea, si tienes un lugar donde llegar, no hay problema. Digamos que las opciones de alojamiento que tiene la universidad, tanto en el campus como en casas de familia, son opcionales. Entonces, no necesariamente pues tienes que tomar una de ellas. Si tienes donde vivir, perfecto. Puedes inscribirte solamente para el curso. Andrés, sí, puedes inscribirte tanto a la convocatoria del crédito beca como a la convocatoria del programa de idiomas, no hay ningún problema. Puedes hacer parte de los diferentes programas. Olivier, do you know what would be the reasons to refuse a visa application?
Sure. So the Australian immigration is looking for what they call genuine temporary entrant. So they want to make sure that people who want to come to Australia come for good reasons. So if you're looking to come to study, they want to know that you're going to study, not break the law, not try to stay illegally or do bad things. And then after your studies, you'll go back to Colombia. So sometimes they want to interview students. Sometimes they will give them a phone call and they'll ask things like, why do you want to go to Australia? Why do you need English? So basically just be honest and tell them what you want to do in Australia, and then everything will be fine. The other thing that is of interest to immigration is they want to know whether the students has the financial capacity to stay and live in Australia. So they don't always, but sometimes they'll say, can you show me how much money you have in the bank to show me how you're going to fund your stay in Australia? So they're the things that they look for is, people of good character, people who, don't have a criminal past, haven't got any problems with the police and so forth. They want people who can afford the studies, knowing that once you are in Australia, you will be able to work, but you still want to leave Colombia with enough money in the bank while you find the first job.
Ok, entonces hay dos cosas principalmente que la embajada australiana tiene en cuenta para aprobar una visa. Una es algo que ellos llaman Genuine Temporary Entrant, que es como que quieren ver cuál es realmente el propósito de la persona al viajar a Australia, que no sea simplemente como migrar y buscar otra opción, sino que quieren entender si la persona va a estudiar inglés para continuar estudios o si es que va, pues, estudios de posgrado o de pregrado, o si planea regresar a Colombia y pues qué es lo que tiene como plan después de hacer el programa de inglés. Entonces, es importante que se pueda demostrar como ese arraigo con Colombia para regresar después del curso y también que no se hayan tenido problemas como migratorios con otros países o problemas como de tipo... él decía como problemas con la policía, pues que no tengan como un récord negativo. Y por otro lado, lo que tiene en cuenta la embajada es la solvencia económica. Es importante que el estudiante pueda demostrar que tiene dinero para sostenerse durante el tiempo que esté en Australia, aun si se sabe pues que es posible que pueda trabajar. Pero la embajada quiere ver que tienen con qué pagar el curso y sostenerse durante el tiempo que van a estar en Australia. Entonces es importante demostrar solvencia económica y demostrar arraigo con Colombia. Bueno, respecto a el futuro, en el tema de la visa, nosotros lo que vamos a hacer es entregarles un instructivo que los podrá guiar en el proceso. Allí encuentran los links a los que deben ingresar para hacer la solicitud, cuáles son los documentos que deben incluir en su solicitud y demás, pero va a ser responsabilidad de cada estudiante hacer el trámite de visa. En ese sentido, no podemos apoyarlos porque no estamos autorizados como agentes migratorios. Olivier, are there spaces on campus like to do sports?
Yes, definitely. So just behind me, that building, from there, it's about 50 meters to a gym where they do judo. So if you want to do judo, for example, the judo club is on campus of the English language, and we've got world champions teaching there from Korea, from Japan. We've also got a lady who does the Brazilian judo. So it's very easy. As well, on the Crawley campus, which is just 3 kilometers, we have 150 clubs to choose from. So if you want to do rugby or swimming, we've got a gym. If you want to do yoga, Pilates, or diving, or whatever you want, basketball, it's all there. So yes, very easy to join the club, either for fun, for leisure, or even at a competitive level. If you're a top athlete, please come and talk to us, because we do have students, former students, who have gone on to play competitive professional sports. So yeah.
Great.
Absolutely.
Sí, Alejandra, sí hay muchos espacios deportivos. En el campus donde tendrían las clases de inglés, en el gimnasio pueden tomar clases de judo que son ofrecidas por campeones mundiales en esta disciplina, y también hay otro campus de la universidad que está como a 3 kilómetros, donde hay más de 150 clubes del deporte que ustedes quieran hacer. Y si son deportistas de alto rendimiento o que quieren como hacer algún deporte de manera profesional, también pueden acercarse pues a una de las oficinas de la universidad para mencionarlo, porque está la opción. Okay, so if a person starts in a A2 level and they study for 25 weeks, which level can they afford during that time?
A2, so the Common European Framework, you'll be going at least, in 25 weeks, you'll be going to B2 at least. So basically, when we look at progression chart, we say for 10 weeks to go up a level. Okay, so 10 weeks. Because Spanish is not so far from English, that we find that students from LATAM progress quite quickly as well. So yeah, fairly quick progress as well.
Perfect. Sí, Sebastián, y para las personas que de pronto se conectaron después de que empezamos o que quieren revisar nuevamente esta reunión, la estamos grabando y en los próximos días les vamos a enviar a sus correos electrónicos el link hacia la grabación que va a quedar guardada en YouTube por si la quieren compartir o revisarla nuevamente. Olivier, I think that's it. There are no more questions. So thank you so much for your time. I hope to see at least 10 of these students in Perth in the next months coming.
Fantastic. I'm very pleased to be able to talk to everyone. Thank you, Laura, for organizing it. And then, yes, if students want to contact me, have any questions, you can share my details. Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Muchas gracias a todos. Feliz noche.